I am Elisara, and today I am going to tell you the secret that changed the fate of the entire valley.
Long ago, in a mysterious land known as Noriya Valley, magic flowed through every corner. The valley was famous for its enchanted springs, glowing flowers, and the gentle floating lights that drifted across the sky. People believed that at night, even the breeze hummed softly and the leaves carried the fragrance of moonlight. At the heart of this valley lay the beautiful kingdom of Lumira, home to Princess Elisara. Everyone lovingly called her the Fairy Drop Princess. She earned this name because whenever she smiled, tiny shimmering droplets would fall from her eyes, and wherever they touched the ground, flowers instantly bloomed. People said these weren't ordinary tears, but drops of pure magical light, the fairy drops. Elisara was known for her gentle heart, kindness, and courage. Every morning, she would sit beside the crystal-clear lake that flowed in front of the palace. When she dipped her hand into the water, rings of glowing light would spread across the surface. Birds, deer, and even the tiniest insects gathered around her because the presence of the fairy drop princess brought peace to every living soul. But one day, a strange sadness fell over Noriya Valley. The golden glow from the mountain peaks began to fade, flowers started to wither, and the lake's sparkle slowly disappeared. People grew frightened. The king immediately called his council, yet no one knew the cause of this sudden darkness. That night, as Princess Elisara sat beside the lake, a faint voice echoed from beneath the water. "Elisara, help us. Our light has been taken." Startled, she leaned closer and stared into the lake. A swirling black cloud formed in its center, and from within it emerged a tiny fairy-like face whose radiance had completely faded. "I am the guardian of the light fairies," the faint voice whispered. "The shadow which has stolen our power. Until our light is restored, your entire kingdom will fall into darkness." Elisara's heart trembled, but she did not let fear win. "Tell me," she said softly, "what must I do?" The guardian replied, "The shadow which has captured the fairy drops, the essence of our light. You must journey to the dark forest at the far edge of the valley. But remember, only a heart that chooses love over fear can break this curse." Without hesitation, Elisara prepared herself. She wrapped her shimmering blue cloak around her shoulders, held her glowing staff firmly, and set out toward the dark forest. The path was silent and empty. The trees stood lifeless, and no sound echoed from anywhere. As she stepped into the forest, shadows began to move, and strange whispers filled the air. But Elisara stayed calm and brave. With every step, she repeated the same promise in her heart: "I will save my valley." At last, she reached a towering mountain where the shadow which had built her fortress. Dark smoke curled around it like living chains. The moment Elisara stepped inside, a cold wind swept through the hall. The shadow which appeared before her, long black hair, glowing red eyes, and in her hand a bottle filled with the captured fairy drops. "So you finally came, Fairy Drop Princess," she sneered. "This light is safer with me. The world belongs to darkness, not to light." Elisara replied gently, "Light is always stronger than fear. It only needs the chance to shine." With a mocking laugh, the witch hurled dark flames at her. Elisara raised her staff, forming a shield of glowing light. A fierce battle broke out, light clashing with shadow, sparks bursting through the air. Then the moment arrived that changed everything. Elisara closed her eyes, steadied her heart, and began to smile. From her eyes flowed fairy drops, warm, radiant, filled with hope. The droplets fell to the ground, releasing a brilliant explosion of light. The shadow which screamed as the radiance shattered her darkness. The bottle flew from her hand straight into Elisara's grasp. As the fairy drops were freed, the entire fortress blazed with pure light. The spell of darkness was finally broken. Elisara had won. When she returned to Noriya Valley, the flowers bloomed once more, the lake shimmered again, and the mountains regained their golden glow. People rejoiced and welcomed her with showers of petals. From that day on, the princess earned another name: the Enchanted Fairy Drop Princess, Guardian of Light. And thus, she proved that love, courage, and hope can break even the greatest spell of darkness.